What do you mean? I already finished my vetoes. It's like you didn't finish them. All right, here we go. We're getting into our grand finals. We have our best of 5, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg himself. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our first game of our finals. Let's go. Let's go. Of course, ByuN and SHIN, they have a long history. They're good friends. They're good friends. That's why they banter a lot. That's why they talk a lot, whether it's in-game, out-of-game as well. That's speaking of. I'll get my phone out to translate. Assuming they're about to get into it. Oh. Every time. Oh. He just said 안녕. He said 안녕. He said 안녕. No. Oh no, they're having wordplay. Said 안녕, they said anaconda? Wait, what? What is happening? As we are moving out. I would appreciate any translation. This is like advanced Korean. I would appreciate translations in the chat. Ah. But I think they were having some wordplay. SHIN was like, oh, I beat you. It's all good. Settling it. They are using shortened forms, yeah. I just know they were saying hi to each other. I know that much at least. As now we do our racks expand. Standard opener here out of ByuN. Likewise, SHIN going hatch gas pool. Hatch gas pool opener. So I can they're just saying, there's the code. I blanked on a diva quote. They're just saying, show me those skills. They're doing this. The one time that I want to hear diva. I'm sure we'll hear it at some point. Feels diva, man. 3 Brittos move in.
They're in your base, killing your drones.
There you go. There you go. God damn it, SHIN. God damn it. As now we're setting up. Hatch gas pool as well. So standard opener out of SHIN. Likewise, standard opener out of ByuN. Nothing crazy. Going for a 3rd CC before starport. So economic build here by our Terran player. Nothing out of the norm. Not this time. It's like, thank you, diva. Thank you for that. Thank you. God damn it. As ByuN is poking in. Again, no major damage, just keeping an eye on SHIN, making sure that everything's on the norm, just making sure there's a 3rd base, there's no crazy setup here. SHIN going for a Ling Flood though, let's go. So SHIN, he does a massive amount, 16 Lings. The goal here is to bypass the Reaper, get across the map, and try to sneak into that mineral line. We'll see if we can pull this off, as Ling production is well underway. There we go, does sneak around the edge, does sneak around the left-hand side. He avoids the Hellions. Hellions are none the wiser. Hellions, they shut down one of the tumors, but SHIN, he's making his way across the map. And again, the goal here is to try to get into that mineral line to wreak havoc and to just eviscerate the economy. It's a risky maneuver, bearing in mind that these all could have been drones. So SHIN, he does take an economic blow in favor of this. Could have been droning. Ling speed about to kick in. And SHIN, there we go, Ling speed does kick in. He's headed for the natural. Hellions, they move. Oh, the Hellions in position. Oh, they move out. Hellions move out. Lings, they move in. Does hit the mineral line, but the Hellions, they're more or less at home. They will defend. They shut down the Lings. No drones go down. Very nice defense here by ByuN. Again, it was a big risk, a big gamble from SHIN, and it was not worth it. SHIN, he gets 0 SCV kills. And ByuN holds. Now behind this, SHIN is going for a lair. He does open up a lair before any other tech structure, before any Evo chambers or a Baneling nest. So standard follow-up here out of SHIN, and SHIN is droning, but SHIN, he could have been in a better economic position. This does at least force the Hellions back home. It also forces the Banshee to stay back at home as well. He also got a full scout and confirmed Cloak Banshee, so SHIN, he did get some value out of this, but was it worth 10 Lings? That I'm not so sure about. As back at home, SHIN, he throws down his spores. Queen's getting in position. There we go. Double Lever Chamber into a Baneling Nest is going Ling Bane. Well, we do see ByuN splitting off. Banshees towards the right, Hellions towards the left. As Banshees poke in. Oh. Banshees, they poke in. Hellions, they dive into the bases, but last Lings are in position. And SHIN holds. SHIN, he does hold. Oh, I spoke too soon. 4 drones go down. Getting to 5. 5 worker kills, nice damage out of ByuN. Picks up 5 workers. Hellions, they do race back. So far, so good. Hellions, they race back home. They ensure that the third base is well defended. Behind this, going to its own sim timing. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Settling into the mid game. Meanwhile, SHIN, he's going to be taking up into his own Hydras. Hydra Den a little bit earlier here for SHIN. Taking his gases. Getting up to 6 gases here on 3 bases. Now double expanding. I will say that SHIN's 4th base is late, so he gets his 4th, gets his 5th base as well. Banshees once again, they poke in. They get another 3 drones. Nice damage here by ByuN. Just continuing to just pick off workers. 8 drone kills so far. 9. Almost 10. Almost. Up. And it goes to the Queen. Queen gets picked up. Nice damage. Likewise, denied mining time in the main. Takes down 1 gas and going for another. We'll lose 1 Banshee. But solid damage so far here by ByuN. And he's moving out with his main force. Here we go. It isn't just Hellions this time. 1-1 is finishing up just in time for this move out. He's got 1-1. He has Stim, Combat Shields, Concussive Shell, a Hellbat's Morphin as well. And the goal of this push is to break the 4th base of SHIN. So ByuN is pushing forward. SHIN, he does miss the move out. He does miss the army. SHIN, he does have a decent amount of Ling Bane, but not in position. And ByuN sims in. Does push forward. See SHIN getting ready for a surround. Collapsing on the tank. 2nd tank laid to siege, and the 1st tank is going to go down. Takes down the Hellbats, and SHIN, he will hold. Yeah, he shuts down the tanks. Massive tank blow is going off. Nice target firing. Very nice target firing. Oh my god. But SHIN, he will survive. He cleans up all the tanks, and his base is safe and sound. ByuN sims in regardless. Likewise, moving up with the 2nd army. SHIN out of position. Yeah, SHIN, he's caught off guard. He defends against the Vayne army, but alas, 5 drones go down. He's going for the hatchery, going for the base. And he's gonna get it. There's a final stim. Hatchery goes down. Massive pickup. And the main army was really just a distraction. And ByuN turning water into wine here. It gets 8 drone kills. Takes out an expansion. Yeah, very impressive. SHIN trying to keep up. Again, just caught with his pants down. Caught unawares. Dropping into the main. Going for another queen. And GG gets called. SHIN, he is broken. He's pulled apart. And ByuN will take a lead in the series. Whew, GG. Again, SHIN, he was losing drones, losing bases, losing workers, losing queens, losing everything. ByuN just pulling him apart. What I will say is that initially... Oh, sorry, I should fix up. There we go. Fix up the scoreline. But initially, SHIN, he held. Like, initially, SHIN, he was able to keep up with the main army, with the push at the 4th base, but he was completely blindsided by the double drop coming into the 3rd, by sniping the expansion, by getting the queens, getting the workers, and ByuN, he just pulled SHIN apart. GG. GG. Very impressive there by ByuN, as he does take a lead in the series. Whew. Oh my god. Does take a lead. here. Oh my god. Okay, but here we go. We're getting into game number 2. What are they saying? Oh no, it's too much. I think, are they talking about fish? I'm sorry, are they talking about food? Regardless, spawning in the bottom left hand corner of El Dorado, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing, oh, himself, currently teamless, down in the series, looking bounce back. It is SHIN. Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure they're talking about food. Hold on. Unless they're like associating something with food. God, no. I would appreciate any translations of the chat. I would appreciate it. Oh, no. It's too advanced for my Google Translate. But spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player with the blue Terran himself representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. ByuN can do wordplay very well, so SHIN mastered ByuN's wordplay. Yeah, I assumed that. Yeah, I assumed that. That was the chat in game 1. I would appreciate any translations here for game 2, Melissa. I would appreciate it. But for now, though, we're settling in. It is going to be, ooh, a bit of a different opener here by SHIN. SHIN opening up gasless. Let's go. So hatch pull into hatchery. So very greedy build here by SHIN. This is viable here on El Dorado. So first things first, no gas. This is going to be a gasless build. Without gases, we're going for a much faster third expansion. So insanely fast third base here out of SHIN. The reason why you can do this on El Dorado, as you can imagine, how can ByuN harass this base? He can't. Not until he mines through some patches, right? Like, not until he mines through some of these mineral patches. So this base is going to be quite safe against Hellion and Reaper aggression. SHIN, in the early game, can focus on only defending this ramp with queens. If he can defend this ramp, he protects 3 bases. This is almost like a pseudo pocket base, essentially. And ByuN confirms. ByuN confirms, and now the pressure is on ByuN to mine through these patches to try to punish this expansion. And even if he tries to, again, the wall here from third base to natural is also like 1 hex. Like 1 queen is enough to defend this location as well. So SHIN can just evacuate the third base and also defend with purely queen. So link speed is not necessary. SHIN is cutting corners, he's being greedy, and because link speed is delayed for so long, this usually leads into roach play. So you skip link speed and you get into roaches instead. Now at least ByuN is aware. So ByuN is aware, is going for a third CC before starport. Economic build here by ByuN. Does add-on swap here into his own Hellion production. And again, we'll see if ByuN can punish the greed of SHIN. Clem is really good at this. Clem, if you watched EWC, if you watched the finals between Clem and Cyril, you would know that Cyril tried to do this build, I want to say like 3 games in that series, and every time Cyril attempted, Clem would punish. Clem, instead of going for a third CC, what he would do is he would go for a 1-1-1. He would go for a 1-1-1, prioritize more Hellion production into a faster Banshee production as well, and he would just rush in. He would break through the defensive line and bust into mineral lines and just roast up everything. Here, ByuN takes a different approach. It looks like a 3cc 2-1-1. Really fast stim. So really fast stim. No starport. No starport inside here for ByuN. A very unique build here from our Terran. Meanwhile, there's a Roach Warren. As we mentioned, you typically skip link speed and you go into roaches. So SHIN is playing roaches. So far, SHIN, he defends with the queens. Again, this third base is safe and sound. You can see the queen also in position, and as we mentioned, you can just transfer the workers away and SHIN defends. Again, with 1 queen, SHIN, he defends the wall. Hellions, they do deny some of the larva. But so far, solid defense. SHIN goes into the main base, and we have a 3-rack setup in the main. Double eBay as well. So ByuN, because of this build, he's actually going to be getting into his upgrades and his marine production faster than normal. So really fast marine production here by ByuN. Meanwhile, Hellions, they threaten to dive, but again, the queens are keeping up. And to rotate from this third base to the natural location for these Hellions is very difficult. They just have to go a very, very long way around. So rotating back and forth is difficult for the aggressing player. Again, that's also why you can do this build on this map. Roaches have arrived, and they force back ByuN. ByuN gets forced back. ByuN expanding towards SHIN. SHIN is in position to try and delay the expansion. See the chat. Their chats are always wordplay. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh! As ByuN sims in, does sim in, takes down the roaches. Oh, roaches getting caught out. Nice catchy by ByuN. Oh, yeah, catching at every single roach. And again, SHIN not expecting fast stim. Remember, stim is done earlier than normal. So with this early stim timing, SHIN, he gets caught off guard, and SHIN, he will lose everything. Yeah, the roaches, the ravagers as well. Oh, a bit of an even trade here, but still gases for mineral, or a gas army for minerals here. So a better trade for ByuN. As he sims in once again, and he catches the final Raptor. So very nice pick off here, just catching SHIN off guard. Punishing SHIN with that early sim timing. And now we have finally some delayed medevacs. Medevacs are on the way. They are late, but that's why we had so many Marines early on. So really nice setup here by ByuN. SHIN trying to expand, getting a 4th base, getting to double upgrades, double Evo chambers. Double expanding, getting a 4th and a 5th base at the same time. Wonder if my Samsung phone can translate. Oh, it wasn't the translating that was the issue. It was like the understanding of what was being translated. As Melissa said, they were just doing a lot of wordplay, and that's like difficult to really, like quote unquote translate to another language, like what the wordplay is. Here we go. So SHIN is keeping up with the drops of ByuN. Likewise, 4 CC on location for ByuN, going for the gold. And as a reminder, we have expanded towards each other. You can see this is base to base. Like, rush distance by ground is insanely short on El Dorado if you expand towards each other like this on the southern half of the map. Like, we're basically touching tips here. The gold and the gold. And what this means, if either player gets momentum in a fight, it can just end real fast and real quick. Because reinforcements, they hit across the map so quickly here on El Dorado. Speaking of SHIN, he's pushing out. You can see SHIN, he cuts workers at 73, but he has a boosted economy, and he's going for a Roach Ravager all-in. So just pure Roach Ravager, he will deny the 4th. And ByuN, can he survive against this? He's got his tanks on the high ground. Pulls away, CC is denied. Command center is denied. SHIN moving in. He does threaten the army. Tanks are a little bit far back, and there's no Sim City, there's no bunkers. Yeah, ByuN's not ready. ByuN, he's not ready for this. He was not expecting this many roaches. Files, they connect, they take down 1 tank. Boys are being pulled. A lot of Roach Ravagers going down. ByuN, he's trading well, but he lost the expansion, right? He lost the 4th CC. So here the soup does lie. Like, SHIN is maxed. SHIN is maxed out, but a maxed out Roach Ravager army is not equivalent to the army that ByuN has. As ByuN can just out-trade this, you can see here picking up roaches, kiting back, quite kiting well. Trading Marines for roaches. Whilst they take down 1 of the tanks. Yeah, SHIN, he commits in. Massive tank shots going off. Roaches, they try to break through. Boys are being pulled. He gets 1 tank. SHIN takes down 1 tank. The other does arrive. And SHIN is forced away. SHIN, he's forced all the way back. He's got the slowlings. Let's go. Slowlings are reinforcing. Remember, link speed was never researched. It's only halfway done. And SHIN, he's not getting enough done here. Here comes the 4th command center. SHIN still trying to break through. And ByuN is expanding. And SHIN, he cannot allow this 4th base to get up and running. He collapses in. Files on the... Files don't quite connect. ByuN, he kites back. Massive tank shots going off. But ByuN, he's running out of bio. He's running out of Marines. Boys are being pulled. 15 SCVs go down. Yeah, rough defense here for ByuN. And SHIN, does he finally break through? He gets 1 more tank. But there's still 3 tanks left. Oh my god. Still 3 attacks remaining. SHIN trying to force the issue. ByuN army's building back up. Okay, now he's got link speed. Let's go. Yeah, he's able to bait out those tank shots, and it looks like SHIN, oh my god, no, doesn't have enough. He overextends. Oh my god, nice, very nice dodge on the wiles. ByuN, he pops, he weaves. Neo, calm down. ByuN, he avoids all the wiles. Trying to take his 4th base. Attempting to. Does attempt. Likewise moving in. Oh! Gets one of the tanks. But again, you can see ByuN, he's trading very efficiently here, and at this point the turns are tabling. Yeah, the turns are tabling here. ByuN, he is soon going to overwhelm, as ByuN has built up his army over time. A more efficient army. Punishes the Roach Ravager. And remember, SHIN at one point, he was up 60 supply. Not anymore. Supplies are evening up, which means SHIN, he's down in supply here, as this is inflated because of the Roach Ravager, and ByuN, he's done it. ByuN, he's done it. He breaks through the defensive line, takes down all the roaches. And SHIN has nothing left. He has almost nothing left here. He's trying to reinforce, but he's bled out so much. And remember what we said earlier, momentum on El Dorado, the army, it's reinforcing already. Doesn't take long at all. SHIN desperately trying to survive, desperately. And ByuN, he's not slowing down. Medevacs are low, and these medevacs have gotten low purely from Biles. It's impressive here that SHIN's landed them. Speaking of, Biles, they get a medevac, but GG gets called. SHIN is overwhelmed, and ByuN, he will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Very impressive play there by ByuN. Again, ByuN, he was down, what, 60, almost 70 supply, but as we were trying to emphasize, the soup does lie when Roach Ravager is involved. Roach Ravager is very supply inefficient, so it is inflated. The army looks larger than it really is, and ByuN, he had a very, very solid defense back at home, specifically his tank positioning. Like, we saw how much value those 3 tanks in the backline were gaining every single time there was a fight. They were just getting free damage and shelling away at the army, and SHIN had a really hard time closing the gap and getting on top of those tanks. Like, that position was brutal, and ByuN was doing a great job at pulling the boys whenever he needed to, and making sure he was able to keep that buffer zone available there to protect those tanks. So really impressive defense, and as time went on, it was getting better and better for ByuN. As ByuN, he was slowly closing that supply gap. He was slowly gaining an army to break free. GG. GG, well played. The nail in the coffin there was when ByuN got the 4th. When ByuN finally took his 4th base, yeah, that was game. He was able to take the gold base, able to maintain a gold-based economy, and from there, he did snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, down heavily in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. 1 game away here from claiming the entire series and for becoming our champion. Una mas, papi. Una mas is all he needs. And again, when it comes to SHIN's build last game, I don't blame him, right? We spoke about the strengths of opening up Gasless on El Dorado. I do not expect a Gasless opener here. I mean, it's possible. It is possible. The reason why it's possible to open Gasless on Amygdala is because, similarly to the previous map, it is awkward to rotate between the bases. I'm referring to the Hellion aggression. Here, trying to apply pressure to this triangular 3rd base, and then rotating over towards this northern base, it's typically not possible to actually go through this kind of avenue of attack, especially if the Zerg player controls this area as well. So Hellions have to rotate all the way around. Because of all these rocks, it's just so awkward to rotate back and forth. This is also why this map is more defendable. Amygdala is known for being a longer macro map, just because it's so awkward to apply pressure and to rotate between the 3rd and the 4th base. So we might see a longer game here. We might be able to get into, you know, a 4 or 5 base economy, into hive tech as well. For now, Hatch Gas Pool. Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener here by SHIN. Likewise, ByuN going for his own Rax Expand. So far, so good. We're settling in. As a reminder, last game, ByuN did open with a delayed starport, an early stim, an early bio, but that was because he scouted the gasless opener, and it was designed to punish the roach aggression. And if you remember, it all began with ByuN like shutting down like 5 roaches and 3 ravagers. Like, he completely shut down the first wave from SHIN because of his opener. Here, we should be seeing something more standard. Factory is on the way. Reaper moves out. Does threaten the mineral line. Also, fun fact, I love how the tone has shifted quite heavily here. As you can see, there's no banter this time. This is the first game where there is 0 banter between the players. Like, SHIN, he's locked in. ByuN as well. Like, they're like at the end of the day, this is a tournament, it is a competition, so this time no words are shared between the players. This time they're in full focus mode. It's all fun and games until you die to man with gun. Until you attempt and fail a roach all in. Now serious mode. As we see ByuN going for his 3rd CC before starport, economic opener out of ByuN into that starport, bear that in mind. This looks like an add-on swap into Hellion Banshee, so once again this is designed to gain map control, to harass mineral lines, and to build up into a 3 base economy, into potentially a 4th after that as well. I say potentially a 4th, but we have seen on Amygdala, depending on how players expand, we have seen a lot of successful 3 base 8 racks all-ins. So we'll see if ByuN takes his gases at his 3rd base, and we'll see if he is overly aggressive or not. And SHIN will take his 3rd, joining on up, saturating. Hellions, they tend to poke in, they're going to be deflected. And as we mentioned, like, it's really awkward for these Hellions to rotate back and forth between the northern location and the southern creep location. They have to go all the way back and all the way around. Like, it's like, rotating takes so long here on Amygdala, as you basically have to go all the way back home to rotate to the top side. So Zerg players can cut corners because of that. They can cut link production and drone up a little bit harder because of that. As we rotate back around, Overlord does confirm the location of the Hellions. They are back home. Cloak is on the way. And we can calm things down. It's been an intense series so far, an intense game 1, intense game 2. But I would say here in game 3, this is the most passive, the most passive early game that we've had. If you remember, game 1 started with SHIN going for a Link Flood. So now we're calming down, getting into game number 3. Hellions, they take, or I should say ByuN takes over the Xel'Naga towers. He's got a Reaper towards the top side, and a Hellion towards the south. The Xel'Nagas cover both attack paths. There's only 2 attack paths, unless you open up the center of the map, of course. Rocks are being knocked down. It is going to be Lair first out of SHIN, Lair first into a Baneling Nest, into delayed Evo chambers, so very safe play here by SHIN. Lair first and the faster faster Baneling Nest means faster Baneling speed and delayed upgrades. So delayed upgrades by SHIN. This will keep him safe against like a Hellbat push, for example. If there was like an early move out or an early commitment, then SHIN would be safe. Otherwise, ByuN, he's landing his 3rd. Hellions, they poke in towards the left-hand side. And they keep tabs on SHIN. Sven is knocking down his zone rocks as well. And ByuN shouldn't move out until around the 7-minute mark. In ZVT, like the 7-minute timing push is kind of a big part of the meta here. Building up towards our tanks, towards our upgrades, 1-1, stim, combat shields, medevacs, all does line up at around the 7-minute mark. Meanwhile, Lings, they do get us around. Very nice catch. Marines, they get caught out ahead of time. Well, before the upgrades kick in, and SHIN, he will catch ByuN off guard. does catch him off guard. Every Marine goes down. And suddenly, we just spoke about the potential 7-minute push. It's not there. ByuN, he will lose every single Marine. Instantly, factory. Factory gets thrown down. Gas is being taken. And ByuN, he's now taking up in towards a later game. He's stuck at home. ByuN is stuck at home, and now SHIN is free to drone. And you can see here 10 drones on the way. SHIN can now fully saturate on 80 workers, tech up into the Hydrogen, tech up into Hive, tech up in towards Lurkers or Ultras. SHIN is free to do whatever he wants because there's 0 pushing power. That was how many Marines? That was 17. 17 Marines going down. ByuN is still moving out. He gets spotted by the Changeling, but this army doesn't really have any pushing power. There's 1 tank, a handful of Marines. This can't really threaten SHIN. Not the way that he would want. So that Ling run by was, that Ling counterattack was huge. It's a huge moment here for SHIN. 4th CC on location for ByuN. SHIN is in a very comfortable position. You can see SHIN taking a supply lead here with Ling Bane Hydra. That's how far ahead he is. Let's take that lead, getting into zone 1-1 upgrades, taking a 5th expansion. Banshees are in position to delay. Just do move in. SHIN collapses forward, takes down the tank, and getting on top of the army. Does move out, it does force back ByuN. Likewise, Queens, they deflect the Banshees. And there's that infestation pit. Now, I would say that this pit is late, so it's a bit of a late infestation pit. I do think that SHIN could have thrown this down earlier for a faster Hive. So SHIN has been a little bit more conservative with his greed. But he hasn't been too greedy. He's been a little bit more conservative. But now he's saturating his bases. He's on 86 workers. He's done droning. At this point, he's done droning. He can now focus on purely Ling Bane production. And here comes the Hive. Hive is on the way. ByuN moves out with his 2nd army. SHIN is in position. The creep is looking solid, getting up to the halfway mark. ByuN has to guy back. It's pure Marine. Yeah, very fragile army here. Some banelings do connect. ByuN has to guy back. He has to get the hell out of here. Ooh, does pick up. Whew. Does pick up. Does pull away in time. Meanwhile, the goal-based mining is denied, but there's a tank in position. ByuN, he still maintains the base for now. So this gold base is allowing ByuN to recover. Even though ByuN had a really rough start, the gold minerals here allow for a boosted economy. So ByuN, he is still in this game. Despite the rough opener, coming into this later game state here, it's a little bit more even, a little bit more back and forth. ByuN is taking up, getting into Drilling Claws, 2-2. No Ghost Academy yet. Yeah, nice spread. Nice spread, ByuN clears up all the creep. SHIN cannot engage, not head on. And ByuN takes over the center of the map. Does take over the center. SHIN is still taking. We have Adrenal on the way. The Hive is done. Vipers should soon be on the horizon. Speaking of Vipers, Medevacs, they freely move in between the bases. Head into the main. Base goes down. SHIN is trying to keep up. Does force a pickup. Going for the Nidus Swarm. Okay, let's go. Going for Nidus play. Speaking of, yep, Overseer's rallied into the main. Overseer's hugging the edge of the map for the Nidus. And 1 Nidus into the main base can end the game. So I'm a little bit concerned for ByuN. ByuN moves forward. Both armies are maxed out. ByuN just now getting to his own Ghost Academy. I will say this is, I mean, he's still working towards those ghosts. Nidus is coming in. Lurkers are revealed. ByuN gets 1, he gets 2 lurkers. Overseer is ready. The Nidus is now done here at the natural. Lurkers are in the Nidus. But there's not that many lurkers, there's only 2. So we do see SHIN is building up his lurker count. Still building up. Drop comes back into the main. Here comes the Nidus. Nidus into the main base as well. When these Marines, they trade nicely. They pick off the Lings. They pick off the Queen. At the same time, SHIN does engage in the center, distracting ByuN, and the Nidus will complete. No reaction. Unseen, unscouted. Lurkers, they do pop out. And ByuN, he's racing back home again. He was completely out of position. He did not notice. Now, there aren't that many lurkers, but the queens, they come into support. Spreading more creep, and ByuN, he has to lift. Has to pull away. Stims in. Can he deal with this? Boys are being pulled. Sutter steps forward, and ByuN, he will clean up this army. Whew. Shuts down the lurkers, the queens. But at the same time, SHIN is not done. Hits a planetary. Yeah, lurkers are in position, and ByuN, he's being pulled apart. The base is going to go down. And SHIN is overwhelming. Gets 9 SCV kills, takes down the planetary. Again, this Nidus did drag ByuN out of position. And now ByuN is stuck on a 3-base economy. He's stuck on 3 bases. The 4th and 5th base are denied. SHIN rebuilding, remaxing. Looking to do that all over again. Let's go. Looking to do that again. Nidus gets spotted. ByuN moving in. Now ByuN, he's still in this, but he's stuck at home. Like, because of all this damage that was dealt, ByuN, he's not active on the map. He's stuck recovering. So this is allowing SHIN to take more bases, ideally to spread more creep and to engulf the map. Galvanize into the main. ByuN, he notices. Yeah, this time he does notice. He reacts. As ByuN pulls away, SHIN, he moves in. He wants the ghost. Oh, can he get them? Oh, barely not. Massive connection. Watermine goes off. Nidus in the main base gets cleaned up. Whew. This time ByuN, he holds. ByuN, he does defend. Boys are being pulled. Boys are being pulled. SHIN moving in. Nice snipe here on the lurker. And ByuN is keeping up with the rotations. So far, so good. He's keeping up. He does maintain the gold. SHIN is trying to break ByuN, and so far, ByuN is not budging. But it's still shaky. Still a very tense position here for both players. For ByuN especially. There we go. Overseer gets found. Overseer goes down. Spire is on the way. This should be for Corruptors for potentially Broodlord Infestor. So SHIN is teching. Getting ready for a longer game as ByuN is just turtling. ByuN is just turtling up as heavily as he can. But again, it is difficult to maintain this position. Main rolling in, he wants the ghost. Does quite get them. Nice defense, solid snipes as well. Yeah, ByuN gets 1, he gets 2 lurkers, 3 lurkers. Oh my god, the lunkers, Jesus. 5 lurkers go down. Now the snipe goes up. Getting more lurkers. Yeah, these are rough trades here for SHIN. But he's trading with ghosts, at least. As SHIN, he bleeds out 6 lurkers. But he's within range of the mineral line. SCVs are going down. ByuN, he doesn't have liberated range. I was curious about that, but no lib range. Meanwhile, Planetary is going to fall. Does bleed out all the Banelings, though. ByuN, he can counterattack. But lurkers, they keep moving in. And just on the edge here of that Liberator. 7 SCV kills, Planetary. SHIN going back into the main for the Nidus Worm. SHIN just containing ByuN. And in a way, almost breaking him. Almost. Getting more SCVs. Nidus gets spotted. ByuN is breaking out. Does break out. Banelings, they don't connect well. ByuN still maintaining that position. Cleans up the Nidus. I believe he also caught the Overseer as well. Meanwhile, Liberator range is now done, so now we can embrace these Liberators. Now they have that much more power behind them. Lib range being a very important upgrade here for the late game. And here come the Corruptors. Now, I believe there's no Greater Spire. Yeah, there's no Greater Spire, just a regular Spire instead. So no Broodlords, just going Lurker into Corruptor into Ultra. Ultra Garment's on the way. Nice snipes on the Lurkers. Very nice snipes. But ByuN, he needs an expansion. Here he's double expanding, taking bottom right, taking top left. As that is an orbital, not a planetary. Bear that in mind. ByuN bleeding out more SCVs. That's a lot of Ling Bane. Jesus. That's a lot of Ling Bane. That's almost purely Ling Bane as every Lurker goes down. We're done with Lunkers. We have 0 Lurkers left. Now it's Ling Bane Corruptor. We can see SHIN just transitioning his army here into something different. Now, as you saw, Lurkers are a siege unit. Lurkers are not really designed to break an entrenched position. Like we saw at an attempt, and the Lurkers, they all just went down. Like, they could not break this. What is designed to break a siege position are Ultras. Ultras, they're designed to break on through, to rush on forward. Especially, of course, with the latest patch where they can now move over Ling Bane. Ghosts get caught out. But Ling Bane Ultra Corruptor is an army designed to dive, right? Designed to dive in and try to, again, like break these siege lines. Vipers would be ideal with that to abduct into Blinding Cloud. But there is one Viper. Okay. One Viper. Ideally, we get more. Gee, that's a lot of Ling Bane. And SHIN is going to commit. He rolls on in. Tries to rush past. Yeah, no Widowmines here. Liberators, they do pick off a Baneling at a time. But he's going for the ghosts. And nice splits here from ByuN. He does quite well, but the planetary goes down. Takes down the planetary. ByuN, he holds. Now he can counterattack. He just shuts down the Corruptors. But that's going to be 27 SCVs and the planetary. And SHIN, what does he remax with? With Ultras. With Ultra Corruptor. And SHIN, he has a massive bank. He has minerals, he has gas, he has all these bases. He can rebuild, he can do that again. ByuN, less so. You can see ByuN, he has no bank. And ByuN, he's running out of money. You can see the massive, Jesus, the Mule Hammer. Going for a massive Mule Hammer. Trying to build back up. That's 14 mules. Oh my god. 14 mules by ByuN. And SHIN, he's ready. He's remaxed. This time with a couple of Ultras. He has 3-3. He has Kindness Plating. And here comes the second dive. This time against Widowmines. Oh my god. Massive Mine Shot's going up. This is what ByuN was missing. Snipes on the Ultras. And ByuN, he's pulling off a greater defense this time. He shuts down the Ling Bane. He shuts down the Ultras. Too much supply of the Corruptors. Yeah, too many Corruptors here. They don't help out. ByuN, he breaks through. He breaks through the main army. But again, the mine shots were the MVPs there. Unlike the previous fights, ByuN had no Widowmines, but this time the mines, they popped off against the Ling Bane. Oh god, where are we going? The Corruptors. They run into the turrets. Base goes down. ByuN with the counterattack. But remember, SHIN can remax with Mass Ling. Oof. As Liberators are trying to camp the Corruptors try to camp the production. Every Corruptor is going down. These are expensive losses for SHIN. Losing so many Corruptors. And again, that in a way, that was a good fight for ByuN, but the economy. That's what it comes down to. Once again, another massive Mule Hammer. That's another 12 mules. SHIN is remaxed. ByuN. Oh my god. Mine Shot almost goes off again. This is almost purely Ling. We have Lings, we have a couple of Ultras, a couple of Banelings, but mainly a Ling-based army. Widowmines is going to be that much more crucial here in the defense. You can see ByuN has got 3 Widowmines in total. So his goal here is to kite back. To kite back to the mines. Expansion goes down. And ByuN, ideally, he wants to expand with his army. This base here is a potential Terran base. Well, that's a kill, not a cancel. Does ByuN have a CZ? Yeah, there we go. He's floating. Yeah, he's floating over. He's expanding with the army. He needs more Widowmines. Yeah, Widowmines are on the way. comes the CC. And that control that SHIN once had, not really there anymore. We're getting in a really scary position here for SHIN. Because as you can see, even though SHIN has had all these bases, now suddenly we're getting into a more even game state when it comes to the economy. Suddenly SHIN no longer has that economic advantage. As ByuN will take another base, another expansion. So every base is being taken. There's only one base left here towards the top side, and this should be a future ByuN base. ByuN should never allow SHIN to take this, and as long as SHIN doesn't take this expansion, then ByuN will have an even, if not greater, economy than SHIN. Oh, we're out in the open. Widowman's not borrowed. Oh, the ghosts are getting caught out. Yeah, ByuN overextends. Massive overextension. ByuN gets caught out. Caught with his pants down. Turns to fight. Snipes the ultras. Bailing's rolling in. And the Bailings, they get some good connections. Yeah, they catch out the army. Massive connections. Yeah, ByuN, he was caught unawares. Caught out in the open. The best fight that SHIN could hope for. SHIN, oh, takes down the final ghost. Final ghosts go down. And you can see how close that fight was and how much more heavily favored that would have been for ByuN if he was set up for it, if he was ready for it. ByuN, he was not expecting the dive. He did get caught out, and with that, SHIN, he snowballs. He snowballs, he denies the expansion, denies the CC. ByuN, he was so close to stabilizing. He was maxed out. He was maxed out, and suddenly he just plummets 100 supply. Trying to move in. But SHIN, he's got this. He's back. Takes down the CC. Oh, once again, meanwhile, Hammer here on the right-hand side, towards the top side, I should say. ByuN claiming another CC. And that means that ByuN most likely is going to just abandon this position. He'll just abandon this, and he just rotates everything over towards the top side. Now, on the one hand, there's nothing to fight over, because SHIN, he hasn't retaken this base, but now he can, right? SHIN, he should be taking this base as quickly as possible. SHIN moves in. I mean, there's nothing here. Again, ByuN, he just abandoned this southern location. This base is going to go down, and at this point, SHIN has done it. SHIN, he has done it. He has broken ByuN. It was close. It was intense. ByuN had some good moments, don't get me wrong. But one bad fight is sometimes all it takes. As SHIN, he does lunge forward. Takes down 25 SCVs. Catches out some of the ghosts. We see ByuN dragging the army into a minefield. Not bad, but ByuN just doesn't have enough. Not enough here. And we have a series. It's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be one-sided. SHIN, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. Whew. GG. GG, well played. SHIN, he does bounce back. Again, Amygdala is one of the more Zerg favorite maps in the map pool just because of how large it is, just because of how difficult it is for the Terran to be aggressive. And we saw SHIN gain map control so early on with those Nidus swarms. One Nidus got into the main base, and if you remember, that was the moment that SHIN snowballed out of control and got everything in his favor. With that Nidus into the main base, he did force ByuN all the way back home, and even though that Nidus in the main wasn't doing too much damage, it was a big distraction, and it allowed SHIN to knock down the gold, to knock down the center planetary. And once that happened, ByuN, he never quite regained map control. He was stuck turtling, defending back at home for the majority of that game. We saw that ByuN did have some better fights towards the end where he was able to recover, until that final fight where he was caught out in the open at the Xel'Naga. It was just outside the Xel'Naga where ByuN, he was just caught out, he got surrounded. GG. GG, well played. And now we have a series, now we have a back and forth. Let's go. We're loading into Sandworm as game number 4. Now we're going to be loading into a much smaller map. Oh boy. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Here we go. As we are jumping into game number 4. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. Oh, fighting back, putting a point on the board. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. Leading the series 2-1, still one game away from becoming our champion this week. It is ByuN. Here we go. And again, I was very impressed by ByuN's comeback in that last game, where he was able to stabilize and recover. It didn't last long, as it was right after he had maxed out where he overextended, but getting to that point was very impressive. I wasn't sure if we would get there. It looked like SHIN was going to overwhelm, maintain map control, and dominate, but ByuN did make him work for it, and yeah, did have a strong showing in that last game, despite having a rough start. What's important, despite the rough start, ByuN, he hung in there, and he was able to stabilize eventually. It's crazy, it was impressive, but that leads us here into game 4. Welcome one and all to Sandworm. Sandworm is a smaller map in the map pool, is a smaller map, has a shorter rush distance by ground, but there are certain features that can make this a little bit more defendable. So even though the map is smaller, we have of course these dragon teeth in the center, next to the turtles. Let's go. But we have our dragon's teeth. This does kind of limit pathing and limit movement of main armies through the center. Does make things a little bit more awkward. There's also a lot of terrain. There's rocks. There's of course the terrain here blocking off areas. And honestly, it makes this gold base very defendable. We have seen many players take this gold as a third or as a fourth base and successfully defend and take advantage of it. I feel like this gold was meant to be more exposed, and the rocks do delay it a little bit, but the gold base often comes into play from both sides. Likewise, the expansion behind the tier is a little bit more defendable as well, with the choke point, as both bases are close by to each other. So taking like the linear third and the triangular, or sorry, the fourth as a gold is a little bit more common here. So we'll see how our players will approach this. Likewise, there's also the narrow choke point coming into the triangular third base, true, so this is also a little bit more defendable, but there are multiple entrances. You can come in towards the left-hand side instead, or try to come in towards the right, so you can try to approach this in a couple different ways. As SHIN does expand towards the left-hand side. So standard open out of SHIN going hatch gas pull into a third. ByuN on the flip side, going for a third CC before starport. Economic build here by ByuN. Going for the add-on swap into Hellion production. There's the starport into eventually Banshee play as well. So stock standard build here by ByuN. Nothing crazy, nothing too fancy. We did see a more quirkier build on El Dorado, if you recall, but that was also because of the opener of SHIN. So it was more like ByuN was reacting to SHIN's build. Here on Sandworm, everything's looking as it should. And once again, just like Amygdala here on Sandworm, no banter. Like, the players that were bantering and having fun in Game 1 and Game 2, but getting into Game 3 and 4, again, the tone has shifted. We're locking in. Let's go. We're locked in, Pop. We're locked in. As our players are joining, players are saturating. Oh, I assumed add-on swap into Banshee. Never mind, it is going to be faster stim and Liberators instead. So we have a lib-based opener by ByuN. So ByuN does mix it up. Nice snipe there on the tumor. Tumor goes down, ByuN pulls away. Behind this, again, building up towards his earlier stim timing. Now, we have seen players incorporate like Hellbats with this and go for like a 3cc into like Hellbat push with stim, with bio, with Liberators as well. We'll see if ByuN embraces that, as we do see SHIN opening up roaches for the first time since El Dorado. Okay. So roach base opener out of SHIN is a very safe way to play. Roach openers are a lot more common on smaller maps. I'm referring to Whispers of Gold, I'm referring to El Dorado, Sandworm as well. As things are getting roasted, they get 1 SCV. No major damage dealt there by SHIN. ByuN breaks out. And it's going to be on ByuN to determine what exactly is going on. What is going on? As ByuN, he does attempt to dive, he does spot the lings, he confirms the roaches, and he rushes past. There's not many lings. Yeah, not that many lings to defend. We get some decent damage though. Yeah, Hellions are being shut down, and this was not worth it here. We get 4 or 5 drone kills. Liberator does dive into the main. Yeah, damage is being done. 9 drones go down in total, but that was 9 drones for what? For 8 Hellions. Almost a 1-to-1 trade. Not ideal for ByuN, as now ByuN has lost map control. He's lost control of the map. Lings and roaches are amassing. And SHIN, he's not redroning. SHIN, he's not droning up. He's moving out across that. He's committing. He's committing here. He's flooding Lings. He's massing roaches, morphing in Ravagers, and we'll see if ByuN can hold. Remember, ByuN, he just threw away his army. He just threw away all of his Hellions. And this is the army left. We have 7 Marines. We have 7 Marines. There's 1 tank on the high ground. ByuN does not have much to defend. Liberator catching out some reinforcements. Not bad. Gets 2 roaches. 3 roaches go down. Very nice damage there by ByuN. Every roach counts. As ByuN is trying to hold on to his 3rd. Again, that Liberator is still just catching reinforcements. Yeah, picking up Lings. This one Lib has 15 kills. Finally. Oh, doesn't even go down. Clutch on siege, and ByuN is holding. ByuN, he's building up his bio army. He holds, he defends. Very impressive defense here by ByuN. This Liberator was the MVP. Oh, it does go down. But checking the trades, that was 1 Liberator for what? For 6 roaches and 20 Lings. Very, very efficient trade there from ByuN. He holds beautifully, and suddenly SHIN is in a worse position. SHIN, that was not worth it. That 1 Lib is not worth 6 roaches and 20 Lings. He denied a bit of mining time, but nothing else. Like, that was SHIN's moment. He had to do some damage there, and suddenly ByuN breaks out. ByuN breaks out. SHIN, he sacrificed his economy for that. Remember, instead of droning, he made all those Lings. So SHIN is stuck redroning. He's trying to catch back up, getting to 1-1 upgrades. Meanwhile, 1-1 is already done for ByuN. And ByuN, he breaks out. Breaks out. Looks like there should be enough Roach Ravager to hold the line. Tank boy is going up. Oof. Tanks are exposed. 1 tank is going to go down to the piles. But the trades are still brutal here. That's going to be a cancel on the expansion. At the same time, Lings, they do hit across the map. 3 ACVs. That is some damage. But GG gets called. Yeah, it's not enough. SHIN, he just bled out far too much, and ByuN snowballs out of control. ByuN, he will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's Turtle Tussle champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he does take the win here, does claim the series. Very impressive result here from ByuN. SHIN, we saw him trying to be aggressive, trying to be assertive here on Sandworm. He was punished for it. Again, as we mentioned, SHIN, he fell behind after the failed aggression, after the failed counterattack, and here he just could not keep up with the momentum that ByuN had. ByuN, he had the upgrade lead, economic lead, army lead. ByuN was ahead in every aspect after that failed move out. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. Oh. Congratulations here to ByuN. Congratulations. just messaging ByuN, wishing congratulations, but congratulations. GG, well played. Again, a really impressive showing. Shout out to SHIN, as SHIN did bounce back. SHIN, he did recover, and he was able to make a series out of it. Again, SHIN, he had his strongest showing on Amygdala, but Amygdala is one of the larger maps, only smaller maps where aggression is favored. That's where ByuN was able to pop off. Where ByuN did pop off, ByuN did take the win, so congratulations. Switching our scenes over here, we can catch up on the rest of the brackets. We can see the road that these players did travel here, as ByuN, he took down he took down Rebellion, took down Geralt, took down SHIN in the finals. Very impressive. SHIN himself did also go up against Jumi, against Nickrat, and many others throughout the tournament. Really do appreciate the setup here. Really do appreciate the signups as well, from both the Korean and the European scene. So big shout out to the players, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. For those that are curious, this tournament is at a more NA and Korean friendly time, but Europeans still sign up and they still stay up for it as well. They still stay up to play in our tournaments, and this is a bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks we do host the Turtle Tussle, and it is funded and sponsored by Mark BT. Mark BT is a big passionate fan of StarCraft. This is not funded via Patreon. Our Patreon supports our other tournaments. This is purely funded by the main sponsor, by Mark BT. So big shout out, big fan in the chat, often lurking. Shout out to our new, oh, we got a new Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, thank you so much, Gab. Thank you so much to our new Patreon. Again, our Patreon does support our other tournaments. Specifically, it supports, bam, these tournaments: Sea Duckling Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and Master Swan Open as well. We do host 4 events. Oh, hold on, I'll make this a little bit cleaner. We host 4 events here. Each one has its own mascot. Each one is its own animal. The duck, the swan, the turtle, and the tuna. Beautiful. But we do host these 3 events, and that is all funded via Patreon. So if you want to help support StarCraft, support the scene, support the community, support the players, you can do so via Patreon, as it all does fund these tournaments on a regular basis, on a weekly and monthly basis. And ByuN, he's giving us some stories about the soccer match on Tuesday. I'm asking him, he's like, hey, do we have any news? Like, the people want to know. So ByuN, he lets us know that Petit Drogo is the best goalkeeper. He's like, Drogo is the best goalkeeper. He's the best goalie. Can't get it past him. Lambo and Hero, they were the best, like, forward players. He's saying the best dribblers, which, again, the best players with the ball, I should say. But he says a caveat. So Lambo and Hero are the best dribblers, but ByuN, he's the best player. No one can stop ByuN. No one can stop ByuN. MVP. And because I was curious, because they did show photos on Twitter. I didn't see Harston there. I didn't see Harston. Apparently Harston didn't play soccer. He went on a trip with his wife. He went on a mini vacation. So understandable. So Harston didn't play. Went on a trip instead. But it was really cool to see everyone getting involved. Really cool to see. Alright, just to reiterate, for those that are curious, a bunch of foreigners went to Korea over the weekend because of Sordov's wedding. Sordov, he had a wedding, so congratulations to Sordov once again, did have a wedding. And because of that, a bunch of European players were in Korea to be there for the wedding. And because they all happened to be there, the StarCraft scene, they organized, I say StarCraft scene, the Korean players organized a soccer match between them. So there was a match on Tuesday between the Koreans and the Europeans. So ByuN is just letting us know that no one could stop him. Crazy. So really cool to hear. I was like, oh, powerful in StarCraft and in soccer. Crazy. OP. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. And with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you'll enjoy yourselves. When it comes to the rest of our schedule here tonight, we do have our calendar ready, our schedule ready. It's a very jam-packed and very intense schedule here. 2 casts a day every single day. If you remember, if you recall, specifically this year, I've been trying to avoid this. This year I've been trying to have at least like half a day off and taking a break from these intense schedules. But specifically April, there's a lot going on, so it's hard to really find any free time, especially because there are other invitationals that I did want to commit into. So this week, 2 casts a day, every day. Let's go. We have the Rex April Madness. That is going to be later on this evening at 8 p.m. KST. That is going to be in 7 hours. In 7 hours time, we're live with the Rex April Madness. Tomorrow, we're live with the Enki Show matches. We're also live with the Chicken King Cup Invitational, also featuring some top Korean and European players. That's going to be over Friday and Saturday. We have the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution Edition on Saturday. We have HSL, that is the Hispanic Star League. That is GSL for the Hispanic region. And that is the playoffs. That is going to be a live cast Saturday at 2 a.m. KST, at 1 a.m. KST. It's going to be very early on, for us at least, but it's going to be a blast, I'm sure, featuring players like Vortex, like Chamaco, Juanito as well. They're all facing off in HSL, and we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup Sunday evening as well. So 2 casts a day, every single day. That's how we do here on the Cranky Ducklings. We cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there. And I would like to sleep one day. I would next week I'm gonna try, maybe not next week, coming into May, I'm gonna try to ease up a little bit, because April, like next week, it's the same thing. Next week, like 2 casts a day every day. Next week is also gonna be intense. But coming into May, I'm gonna try to have some more like free time and try to take it easy. It's getting a little bit draining. it's a little bit draining, but we're good. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. May though, May will be month of rest, and by month of rest I mean like maybe like 2 half days off or like 3 half days off. That's what rest means here on the Cranky Ducklings. But I look forward to it though. I unironically look forward to it. That'll be May. Copium. Haha. Only StarCraft. But yes, GG, well played. Crazy. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. We will be heading off here for the time being. Again, our next broadcast is in 7 hours time. That is the Rex April Madness. If you're curious, what is the Rex April Madness? That is an invitational that Rex has been hosting and organizing. He did have the Rex March Madness last month, and now we are featuring Group B of the April Madness instead. Here in Group B, we are going to be featuring, let me have a look at the lineup. It is going to be Clem, SHIN, Classic, and Nice. So if you want some more SHIN action, SHIN is playing tonight alongside Clem, Classic, and Nice. 2 Protoss, 1 Zerg, and 1 Terran. It's going to be an intense group. Again, that is in 8 hours time. So make sure you're a part of that. Make sure you're there for it. It's going to be insane. It's going to be beautiful as well. Look forward to it. So we're going to be cutting that here on the channel. It is a GSL group, GSL format group, best of 3s and best of 5s. Of course, next week is Group C and D, and the week after that is the playoffs. So a full month of April Madness. Otherwise, if you want to help support us, again, Patreon is the place to be. YouTube is also the place to be as well. We got links for everything. YouTube is the place to be when it comes to our VOD content. We do upload on a daily basis. There's plenty of VODs, plenty of videos on YouTube. We recently hit 1 million views, and we recently hit, was it 2,000 subscribers? So thank you so much to all of the people watching on YouTube. And again, check it out. If you can't watch any of this live, check it out on YouTube. Again, we cast twice a day every day. I can't imagine many people are able to watch twice a day every day. There's a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. So if you see something that you like, and if you cannot watch it live, then YouTube is the place to be for the VODs. YouTube is the place for the VODs. Otherwise, we're going to be heading off here for the time being. Now, because our next cast is in 7 hours, we have a little bit of time to ourselves here. So I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be featuring a bit of a cheeky short ladder session. I don't intend to play for too long, maybe for a couple of hours. Like 2-3 hours at most. A couple of ladder games here. I barely get time to ladder, so I'm going to try to force myself to set some time aside to play some StarCraft. That's the plan. So if you want to tune in, I'm going to be heading on over on my personal channel, !light in the chat. I'll see you there. Just for some smoge on the ladder. For some smoge, baby. Let's go. I also haven't had breakfast, so I might quickly grab a bite to eat. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys either later tonight for the Rex April Madness or tomorrow for the Enki show matches. We're going to be featuring Clem, Dark, ByuN, and Hero in those Enki show matches. Best of 9s, mate. Best of 9s. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be beautiful. Look forward to it. Otherwise, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.